DorkLair. Welcome to another DorkLair action figure review. Today I'm taking a look at the Mythic Legions Hadriana. Hadriana is part of the Arethyr wave, and like I said in my last video for Vorthog, I am trying to make my way through the remaining Arethyr figures. I did a few of them prior, back when the wave first came out, and then I got caught up in work and other things that prevented me from making videos. But since the in-stock sale is supposed to be this month, according to Horsmen, I'm coming back and I am working my way through these, and hopefully it'll give you a little bit of some help trying to decide what you might target in the in-stock sale. Now, these in-stock sale for Arethyr won't be like the Friday sales. They may sell out quick, but there's going to be a lot more supply, so there's the potential for some of these to last a bit, and they'll probably do like the first hour where you can just order one of each character. So shouldn't be too bad. Like, you should be able to get what you want, hopefully. And I know some figures, they made a lot of them because just people ordered a lot of them. Like, I have a feeling there's a lot of Vorthog, even though the demand will be high. There should be quite a few of those. And there might be a couple that sell out kind of quick, even though the demand might not have been as high because the pre-orders just weren't that high. So we'll see which ones those end up being. But hopefully my videos will help you make a decision. And here's Hadriana, leader of the Red Shield, trying to keep the invasion of Arethyr at bay. She's got this flip-up mask here. She's a bit of a legendary character, according to her bio. She's got like lineage and heritage, and she's kind of leading the group to protect Leodysseus, and so it's a very cool, kind of important character to the lore if you're into that sort of thing. But otherwise, I mean, just an awesome looking sort of Dragon Knight type character here. I mean, you got the reds and the golds and the blacks with the very detailed armor. You know, some characters have a little more detail in the armor and some have a little less, but she's got quite a bit of the little intricate details going on in the armor. And I really love that head with the flip down visor. So sick. Just a great figure. That's just kind of like my general overview and initial reaction. So let's get into this review. As always, starting off with the packaging first, just kind of spin it around. We got the bio on the side if you want to read that. Of course, you can always go to Source Horsmen, which is a much better place to read these character bios than pausing my video. And then here's the back. We got the specific artwork for Arethyr. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. Nate Barch usually does all these. So let's see here. Front and back card art by Nate Barch. And then you can get a look at who else is going to be in the wave. That means they'll be in the in-stock sale. I have to turn it for it to fit. There. And then we have the Leodysseus logo on the side. Okay, here we have a look at that head sculpt. The helmet with the visor. Now, the helmet does not come off or anything, but the visor does flip up to reveal her face with a certain intensity, ready for battle. Leader of the Red Shield, Hadriana, looking great. And then moving into the armor. Throughout the armor is pretty much the same paint scheme. You have sort of almost a darkish gray type armor with a bit of a metallic shine to it. And then you have the little details inside painted black and an edging of gold. And that happens throughout the armored pieces. It happens on the legs. It happens on the shins. There's a little bit of detail on the rivets on the feet there. A little bit of that color pattern on the belt. And then painted on the chest, nice crisp paint application, is the dragon. I think that's a symbol of the Red Shield soldiers because Faustia also has that dragon with the hammer there. And she's got the kind of checkered skirt, whereas Faustia has just a solid red. And then here we have a close-up of her skirt piece with some leather details going on in there. That kind of breaks things up a little bit, adds a lot of depth and variety to it. And then she's also got more of her like mesh mail or like chain mail underneath has more of like a copper or bronze sort of look to it. So just a very good looking knight right here in Hadriana. And of course, like if you're going to do some part swapping, she's got great knight arms and legs and stuff that you could swap in and out for maybe some parts that are coming out in that like Elf Legion builder or something like that. Finally, we have a look at the cape, and usually the soft goods aren't that good on here. Like this piece underneath is so flimsy, and I mean there's even like an extra hole here, and it's fraying and stuff. It's not a great piece, but I do kind of like their fur. It does look good. It might be a little flaky, like it comes apart a little bit and stuff, but for the most part I feel like this is a good look, like having this cape with this fur on there, and it's extra long, it's almost regal. I think that's a decent look there. Next, let's get a look at Hadriana from a wider angle so that you can get a sense of her overall look. Here she is from the front, from the left side, Hadriana from the back, from the right side, and back again to the front. Next, let's take a look at Hadriana next to a few other action figures. First, here she is next to her red shield legion mates. On the left is Magnus, and on the right is Faustia. Faustia does have some custom parts and extra pieces on there. I do have the Max Bird Faustia specific like cloth goods. It's the cape, the skirt, and the arm cloth. It's a great piece. If he's still got it for sale, I highly recommend it. Max Bird. And then I also have the Early Bird special from, I forget what wave it was from, maybe the Wasteland or something, which has the red shield, mace, and shield. And since we did teammates, here we have enemies. On the left is from the Legion of Arethyr, Gonks the Goblin, and on the right from the Legion of Arethyr is Arethyr himself. And next up, so that you can get a look at how the 2.0 style body fits next to, in this case, a couple Mezco figures. On the left is a Golden Dragon Gomez with a Diabolique head on there, and on the right is the Catwoman from the MDX version. And finally, we have a couple Star Wars figures. On the left is Bo-Katan from the Black Series. On the right is the Mandalorian from Mayfax. And as you can see, the Star Wars 1/12 scale figures, they generally kind of skew a little bit lower than Mezco or Mythic Legions or things like that. I think Marvel Legends might be almost a little more in line with, say, the 2.0 bodies from Mythic Legions, but the Star Wars figures generally come a little bit smaller. Next up, we have the accessories, and this is her signature hammer. Her bio even mentions the hammer. Mine's a little loose. Like, this piece comes off pretty easily. I think all I really need to do is like paint that with some clear paint or something, just to give it a little bit of more bulk to tighten up in there. But this is a really long hammer. I think it's the same hammer that came with King Noglin the Goblin, which is hilarious because he's so short and this thing is so long. I mean, that's how tall it is next to Hadriana. And then next up is the sword and sheath, which is pretty rare. Like, I only think there's been a couple instances of this. I think Gadriel, Hadriana, and maybe the Knight's Weapons pack, maybe like one other figure. I think the new Attila is also going to come with this, but kind of an uncommon piece, and it's very nice. So you have this sheath with the clip. You can clip it onto the belt around the shoulders or what have you. And then a nice long sword here. Nice paint application on the handle too. And one of my favorite accessories that a few figures have come with is this Morning Star. Very cool piece. It's got a little chain there, spiked ball, handle. Handle's a little thick. Like on the 2.0 figures like Hadriana, it's a little thick for her hand grip, but it's a very cool piece. Mine's almost got like some rust. It's hard to zoom in on such a small bit, but I don't know if you can see it. There's a little bit of like rust on the chain, like a little wash or detail on there that's hard to pick up in the camera, but you might be able to see it if you look closely. And then the last notable accessory is this alternate head sculpt, this helmet that we've seen on a few other figures before. If you want to like pick up, say, 3 Hadrianas and have like Hadriana in the front with her lion mask, and then have like 2 generic soldiers flanking her on the side. And of course she comes with the usual adapters for extending and putting wings and things on the characters' backs. Pretty much every figure comes with those, as well as the shoulder strap. I have 2 here, and I've had this figure for a while. I don't remember if she came with 2. She might not have come with 2. I just don't remember, but she at least has 1 of these straps. And finally, a quick breakdown of the articulation on the 2.0 body. These 2.0 figures have slightly better articulation in a lot of places than the 1.0 figures, the larger scale figures. So let's take a look. And of course, one piece of articulation is that the head, as I've already shown, swings open, and then we have a ball joint at the top of the neck. It can twist all the way around. Arms swing all the way around. Single jointed elbows, but they get a little more range than the 1.0 style figures. Then we have a twist at the elbow, a twist at the gauntlet, twist at the wrist, and a horizontal hinge. The 2.0 figures do have a double torso, so you have a joint where you can kind of like crunch forward, crunch back. This particular body type with the knight's chest there is a little more limited than the others, but you do get some range there. And then the waist itself is different. It is just a twist, whereas on the 1.0 figures, you have a ball there. So the ball joint is at the top of the torso. And then she can kick forward, backwards. She can go out into the splits. There's a twist at the top of the leg. You have a single jointed knee that can come about 90. That's about the same as the 1.0. Twist the feet. And my feet are pretty loose. This is fairly common. Like the loose feet on the 2.0 figures is very common. And then they also have substantial rockers there. So overall, like, I love this figure. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. Get to that in-stock sale whenever it happens. And until next time, may the force be with you.
Follow me.